Hi guys, I just wanted to come on. I felt it was kind of important so people understand why I do what I do and why I've gotten into healing energy work and working with angels and Reiki and tapping and so forth. I've had a lot of health issues in my past. Of course, we've all gone through things, traumatic things, but this is about my physical body stuff that's happened to me in the last, I don't know, 6 years or so. And it started off with my intestines, like, you know how you're not listening to your gut apparently, and it manifested in my intestines. So it started where I got diverticulitis, and that was the first time I ever got that, and got put on antibiotics, and it was weird. It's basically a pocket in your intestines that gets food stuck in there and gets infected. And so that happened once, and then 6 months later it happened again. I was also under a lot of stress at that time. And then there was one day where it didn't happen for years. Like, it didn't happen for a lot of years. And then all of a sudden, one day, I ended up in the ER. And long story short, there was 2 ER visits I had to do because I didn't do a CAT scan the first time I went. I had to go back 2 days later for being on antibiotics and still being completely sick and with like a high fever. And it got sent to the ER. And it turns out that one of the pockets in my intestine had ruptured. So I was leaking stuff from my colon into my abdomen, and I was septic. So I had a whole body infection. So I got admitted and put in the hospital. It was Christmas time, and 3 days on IV antibiotics and CAT scans and so forth. And they wanted to do surgery, and I was like, hell no, I'm not doing a surgery. I'm going to heal myself. Oh, it hurts to laugh right now. So I ended up going home. I got them to let me go home and not do surgery. I actually fired my doctor and asked for another doctor because I was just hell-bent on not doing surgery. It's actually better that I did at the time, because I would have ended up with a colostomy bag at that point, and that would have been another surgery. So I went home and thought things were going to heal and go back to normal, but it didn't. I used to weigh 305 pounds, okay? 305 pounds is a lot of weight. I ended up losing, I got down to, like, if you do the math, I got down to 155 pounds, I think, at that time. 155 pounds. So I lost a ton of weight, and it was because I couldn't eat. Eating caused me physical pain. And didn't matter what I ate, I was on bone broth all the time. That was the only thing that felt soothing to me, and still does to this day. Usually chicken bone broth. And so I had the surgery to have my part of my colon removed. So I had 14 inches of my colon removed, the sigmoid part of the descending large intestine part of my colon. And I had to have open surgery. I didn't know at that time if it was going to be open or closed. So it turns out it was open. I didn't get a colostomy bag though. Excuse my dog. Harley! Shh. So I didn't get a colostomy bag. So I had to basically recover from that. And then 2 years later, I ended up getting a hernia. So from the surgery, so from the incision line, I had a hernia. And the hernia had to be repaired. It was too big, and actually my intestines would get stuck through it. I mean, we're talking like huge, like basically almost the whole abdomen was like not secure. So I ended up having that surgery done, and that was like the worst surgery ever. Actually worse than my colon removal surgery. I also had a fistula, which is basically, I think the intestines attached to my bladder, so my intestines would leak through my bladder, and so I would get a lot of infections and stuff coming from there. But when they removed part of the colon, it fixed all that. So I had the hernia repair surgery. It was like the worst surgery ever, and it was so painful, and I had a mesh, and like I still to this day have issues, and I don't know if it's the hernia repair or, well, it's a little bit of everything. It's a little bit of everything. So it is the repair, but it's also my intestines themselves. They still have issues. I've been to several doctors. They don't know how to fix me, and I've been putting off another testing that they want to do, just because I have to drink some barium, and I don't know. I don't want to put more toxins in my body. I already have enough pain. I don't need to make my problems worse, and maybe do a SIBO test, small intestinal bacterial overgrowth. I don't have Crohn's. I might have IBS-C, but anyway. So that's the reason why I do the things that I do, is like I have these intestinal bodily issues, and I know what it's like to suffer, and I know what it feels like to be in pain and just feel broke down. Like after my surgery, my hernia repair surgery, I just didn't want to live. I just did not want to live, and I didn't want to live like that and in pain, and I couldn't move, and it was horrible and not a good mental state. And I would prefer not to have people go through all that suffering. So if I can help people help themselves so they feel better, even though they have stuff going on, then that's my goal. Because we all need each other. We all need to help each other out and work with each other to help us feel a little bit better in that day. Like, it's so important because we can't do this alone. Like, I felt alone. I know I wasn't alone. I know I had my angels there. But it's like when you're in there by yourself, it's like you feel alone. And, and they're there, hugging you and sending you all that love. But up here, you get stuck in your head. And so it's like remembering to drop down to your heart that you are loved, and they are doing the best they can and trying to help you to feel better. So it's finding those things that help you feel better in the moment, and it's different for everybody. Like, I had to learn lots of things, and how to muscle test and how to tap, because I have anxiety and panic attacks, and I had some trust issues and forgiveness issues, and things of having to deal with a husband that was an addict, and all that good stuff. So I didn't listen to my gut. I wasn't loving myself, taking care of myself, and now I'm trying to do that. And so there's days like today where it gets really hard when I am not feeling good and I'm having such pains where I wanted to go do something this evening, like go enjoy the lake and the sunset and stuff like that, and I just wasn't feeling well enough to do it, and that made me sad. But giving myself the time and rest that I need to feel a little bit better and sit here and send myself Reiki energy and use my crystals. And matter of fact, I had this one crystal, it's so pretty. It's actually a green fluorite, and it's got all the chakra crystals. I need to glue this one back on. The crystal came off the bottom on my trip with my mom recently, but it's an angel. And so I just held this on my belly and and just asked for healing, and it did help me feel a little bit better. I did get up and go make something to eat, something very light. I did have some bone broth. It's just, I just wanted to kind of put a little bit of my story out there. I mean, that's not everything, but just to let you know that you're not alone, and that we all have stuff that we're going through physically, mentally, emotionally, because we have the physical stuff, but then you have the emotional stuff that goes along with it. And it's just being there to help each other out and just help each other feel okay, and know that we're going to get through this, and life is going to get better, and you are going to have good days and you are going to have bad days, and being able to accept it and move through it quicker than we had before. So like, I can typically move through these things quicker. It's really hard when you're in a lot of pain, and I don't like to take any medication just from, I just don't like to take anything. It makes me anxious. I might take some Tylenol, but that's about as far as it'll go, and I haven't taken any of that either. I try and do as much energy work and healing work as I can. So I would like to get into more of the tapping stuff, and the energy that flows through our body and help remove blockages. And today was a big day for me. Today I did deal with something. I mean, this has been going on for the last week. I've started having pain, so it's not just today. What I did today to heal myself is triggering it, but I'm sure it's playing a part in it, of me releasing some old stuff. So I just have to accept it, nurture, rest, take care of myself, and know that better days are ahead, and listen back to my videos for myself, for me to learn, because like, it's easier said than done. So go back and watch it and apply it and do it, and be focused on that love and that light. Because when I was feeling that love and that light with my angels coming in with me earlier, I felt better. I wasn't moving and just laying here, but I did feel better in that moment. At least got something in my stomach, and we'll see how that goes. But anyway, just want you to know that I'm here to help and support you in any way that I can. And if my story resonates or helps you know that you're not alone, then I'm glad that it served its purpose. And I wish only the best for you. I wish only for you to be healed, happy, and healthy. That's what we deserve. That's what we all deserve. And know that this too shall pass. And it's okay to accept what is right now and focus on a better tomorrow. So I'm going to focus on me feeling good and me feeling better, and me going and spending time by the water that I want to do. And know that I am loved, and I will continue to receive the messages that I need to help me continue to grow, and to help me continue to learn, and help me continue to be here for you and anybody else that comes across my videos, or anything to help in any way that I can. I just want everybody to feel good and feel loved, and know that you're supported. So don't give up. We love you, and I'll see you soon.